Okay, g'day everybody for Cert 4 materials and methods. Please excuse the noise in the background. I've got some, just near the construction area in at TAFE there, I've got some carpenters putting some frames together. I'm just compiling this quick video in regards to the air conditioning component for task 2 for the multi-residential unit air conditioning section in that. What I'd like to draw your attention to just quickly is that today I've added a section within services there, so right at the end of section 2 so within, we've got section 1 for single residential, section 2 for multi-residential, and then section 3 for commercial. So right at the end of that I've added a section for air conditioning underneath services. So we've got the services PowerPoint, which we started going through. The videos available for that online now from Tuesday. Then we've got the heating and cooling PowerPoint, which is just a whole series of pictures, which we haven't been through in class, and then also a link here to your home website. Then beneath that, we've got the state government energy rating site that deals with all electrical appliances. There's a great deal of information in that. I've got that one open here in the bar. So once we click on that link, it'll take us to this section here, where there's a very good description of various different types of units, basically what they're used for, and where you'll find them, etc. And then there's various different tools in here for comparing different air conditioning systems. So I suggest you have a look at that site. Also, I've put in a link here to a company called Sealy International. Sealy are a manufacturer of heating and cooling units, so they're located at Lonsdale. The reason I put this one on there is because they have a very exciting technology in terms of a very energy efficient air conditioning system, which is like the coming together of a reverse cycle and evaporative system. Then there's the Fujitsu air conditioning site, so it's quite a good site in terms of explaining the various different types of air conditioners and choosing air conditioners for your home or for business. And then also a link to the Actron Air site. So Actron are also another South Australian manufacturer of air conditioners that people they're manufacturing here in Australia, and they do a lot of business here in South Australia as well. So a fairly, once again, fairly large air conditioning company. Beneath that, there's the two PDFs here for air conditioning requirements and calculation. I'll just open this one up to begin with. It just provides a very quick summary of how to calculate the size of unit or air conditioning unit you need for a given space that would be air conditioning. So step 1 is establish floor size for the accumulation unit. Then calculate the size of unit required in kilowatts as per the air conditioning loads check figures on the table provided. So that's on the next page, and on this next page we've got various different building uses, and then the kilowatts of cooling capacity that is required for those various different uses. We also refer to kilowatts in terms of power supply in many forms. This isn't to be confused with the kilowatts that the unit actually uses. So if I run a light for a certain amount of time, I'll use watts. And then if I run it for a very long time, I'll use kilowatts. So it's 1,000 watts is one kilowatt. Cooling is also the power involved in cooling, not the electricity, but the power difference between a cold air and a hot air is also measured in kilowatts. And so for your standard residential, you have to use 120 kilowatts of cooling per square metre to cool that space under normal conditions. This, by the way, is a very simplified way of looking at the size of a unit for the bulk of air conditioning specification. Air conditioning experts will use much more detailed form of calculation in terms of looking at volume, looking at heat loads from the number of people around, looking at the temperature differences between various different sections of air, etc. There's a great deal more calculation that goes into it, but this is a very quick, simple way of going, okay, this is the kilowatts of cooling power we need for this unit, and then that is distinct from the kilowatts of power which is distinct to run the unit. So I might produce 120 kilowatts of cooling power by using 80 kilowatts of electricity, for example, or it might take me 300 kilowatts of electricity if it's a very inefficient system. So there's that on the Learn page as well for you to have a look at the cooling, just that quick check method for doing cooling. Now, with that project, what I've asked you to compare is a wall-mounted reverse cycle air conditioner and a split system reverse cycle air conditioner. I just want to clarify what I mean by both of those. So the first one here, that is your traditional wall-mounted air conditioner. It's all in one. The condenser unit is part of the head unit, and that can be placed within a window or a wall. I guess the main drawback with these is that, to begin with, they're noisy, but they also require a wall or a window in contact with the outside. And then if we go putting one of these in our units, which only have one window up front there, then we minimise the size of window space that we have in our units. The other air conditioner I was referring to was that the split system air conditioner. That's where you have the head unit inside your living space, and this condenser unit can be located anywhere. So that condenser unit can be located on the outside of the building, away from where it's going to disturb people. So that sort of condenser unit, that doesn't rely on having a wall to the outside or a window to the outside. It can be placed anywhere within the living area that you wish. So that was the two systems which I proposed you look into and you make comparison, because they were the two systems which I thought are most likely to be implemented in such a development. However, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the Sealy International site, which I've put up because they've got a very interesting development in their form of air conditioning. And on further looking at this, I think this is also a very good thing for students to be having a look at and to be researching. So if you wish, you can push ahead with the assignment as it's been written currently, where you're comparing those two units, or you could supplement the wall-mounted, the small air conditioner with comparing to their Climate Wizard system. So if we go into the residential and then we go into, let's go into combined. So we can so we use a Climate Wizard that has a gas heater incorporated with it. We'll have the CW3 dual system. So you can also, if you wish, research this system and have this system as one of your comparisons. So have a look at the CW3 dual system. So up to 60% reduction in energy costs compared to reverse cycle. We've got some videos here, and I'll quickly. Well, I'll let you play that video yourselves at home and have a look into this technology. Basically, this is very new technology where they use the efficiency of an evaporative air conditioner without raising the humidity of a room. So it'll work in it requires climates like South Australia which are dry, but what it won't do is it won't add humidity into the house, and you won't have to ventilate that space to get rid of the humidity, which is often the problem with evaporative coolers. So this is to get you started. If you have any queries, you can contact me via email. But beyond that, on Tuesday's class, we'll be having a look at these options a little bit more in detail. But for those who want to push on and finish that assignment this weekend, there are those options, and I encourage you to have a look at all the links that I put on the Learn site. So thank you very much, and of course any queries, let me know.